All right, so it looks like the DOJ has arrested Don Lemon and some of the other protesters that went into that Minneapolis church. So of course, the internet's going nuts. The media's going nuts about how we meaning the Republicans, we meaning Donald Trump, are squashing free speech, stepping all over everybody's free because we don't believe in free speech. We don't, that, and they're missing the obvious about it. So what do you know about this, Dan?
I will tell you that the hand down absolute happiest person right now in the whole Don Lemon situation is Don
Don
Lemon.
Lemon.
Don
Yeah.
Lemon, mission accomplished. All he had to do is he had to go terrorize a bunch of little white kids in a Minnesota church. Now
Hmm.
let's just turn this around a little bit. What do you think would have happened if some Proud Boys walked into a mosque and did the same thing?
Oh, they would feel threatened for their lives. They would have the police there having them arrested because they came to be racist killers,
It
even though
would
the
be a
leader of the Proud Boys is
tribunal.
not white. Yeah,
Yeah,
white
but
supremacists.
in reality, Don Lemon is the martyr that he was trying to be, and as a result of that, what do we say? Like 2 days ago, we put out a clip that said Don Lemon in search of relevance. In search
Hmm.
of relevance. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You know, he did some dumb thing, a stunt that he knew he was going to get out of. The other two women who got arrested for that, they already got out of it. You know, Biden appointed judge let them go. That's the thing too. We need to start to talk about more often. We need to start. Yes.
Yeah, well, I got to correct on that. So I saw a little bit about this today. It's my understanding that the judge didn't just throw it out, like which the Biden important judge. So of course he didn't want to have anything to do with it, didn't want to let it go forward. But he did give instructions like, look, if you want to move forward this, then we need to bring it to a grand jury, which is what's happened between then and was it yesterday or no, this morning when they arrested everybody. So yes, he did wash his hands of it. Yes, he did stop it, but he also gave instructions on how to make it go forward.
Okay. All right. So he went, all right, I could make it go forward myself, but I'm going to stop it. But someone else wants to keep going, here's how to do it. Now, let me ask you a question. In a country full of headline only readers, how many people are going to follow up with that grand jury versus how many people are going to ice? You know what I'm saying?
Mm, right. I may have gotten that one wrong, but it seems I'm trying to be as fair as possible.
No. Here's the deal. I bet you got that 100% right. But my point is,
Mm,
everybody goes like this. Oh no, that judge was just. That judge was just. He let
hmm.
it go. He let it go. He's a judge, and they brought this person to a judge to say they committed a crime, and in return, the judge said, "Look, but
Yeah.
if you want to get him, here's what I would do. Not that I'm going to do it. I didn't even hear this information. This is just what you're telling me,
I
and this is my instant reaction to that."
Yeah, I mean, when we were talking about going on today, um, between then and now, which has been basically an hour, I was watching Crowder on delay, and he had a lot of good information on it. That's where he backtracked and said that. Now, granted, the judge did just still like, yeah, I'm not doing this, but he
Mhm.
also made there a pathway to get around him. So I'm not going to give him total credit. He just should have prosecuted like should have. He should have said just thrown it all out. And he also showed a very interesting video of Don Lemon from like between then and now. How you say this is the best thing that ever happened to Don Lemon? Of course it is. He thinks he's important. He thinks he's now, I think it was CNN or whoever he was talking to was now putting him as an enemy of Donald Trump. And that's why this is happening because Trump's going after him because Trump is racist and he's going after him because he's black. It's going after him because he's black. Don Lemon's hardly black. Don Lemon forgets why he was famous in the first place. Definitely wasn't because he's a good journalist. It's because he's black and he's gay. And that's exactly what CNN wanted. He was on CNN, right? Or MSNBC, whichever. They're the same thing.
Hold on. I need to just let me crack something real quick. Let me crack something. It's because he's black and gay and Democrat. If he was black and gay and
Oh, yeah.
Republican, he would be a black white supremacist if he had a R in front of his name. But because he has a D, he's a martyr. Anyway.
Right. He checked the boxes. Right. So, and in this, he's saying he's all big, feeling big about himself. He's like, oh, come and get me. I'm just doing journalism. Well, as just to make sure that everyone understands why he got arrested in the first place, and so did everybody else. It's not about violating freedom of speech. It's not just because they were on a church. Well, actually, it is because they were in a church. They violated the FACE Act. Let me read to you what the FACE Act exactly says. The FACE Act, which is the Freedom of Access to Clinical or Clinic Entrances, FACE Act of 1994, is a federal law prohibiting the use of force, threats, or physical obstruction to intimidate or interfere with individuals seeking or providing reproductive health services or exercising religious freedom at places of worship. It protects clinics, staff, patients, authorizing DOJ civil and criminal penalties for violations. So once again, we have a clear, this guy broke the law, and people aren't used to it, there actually being consequences for laws being broken. And it is literally that simple.
Uh, well, Don Lemon's trying to keep it gangster, y'all. Keep it gangster. You know what I mean? That's what it, keep it gangster, y'all. Keep it gangster, right? But anyway,
By
yeah. So,
violating a church. How tough is
yeah.
that?
But here's the thing. Here's the thing: is that nobody really pays attention to the church part. Nobody pays attention. Look. I'm going to start watching mainstream media because I realize that I've blocked mainstream media out so much. I've blocked the
Mhm.
main. I don't have Google. I've just blocked everything. No AOL, no
Yeah,
MSN, no. Is
I
Huffington
only
Post
see,
even still a thing? I don't see Huffington Post anymore. You know what I mean? But I blocked so much of this
really?
stuff out. Is
I
Huffington
mean,
Post still
Huffington
around?
Post, who cares?
Oh, I'm
Huffington
saying
Post, who really cares, man? I feel like really you're going to reference them to millennial. It
yeah.
might as well be the Onion.
Yeah. But for a while, it was like everything was HuffPo, 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 HuffPo. But anyway, point is that I need to start to pay attention more to the mainstream instead of checking in once a month to understand what the narrative versus what I'm being told their narrative is. Because the amount of underreporting that's happening is it's hit me now after being
Hmm.
away for a long time. After being away for a long time and talking to people and realizing you have no idea what I'm talking about. It's been really incredible to me just how well
Hmm.
they're blocking this stuff out. Point being is that you're not going to see little kids being scared to death while some granola eating loser that looks like that stupid moron Alex Pretty is in
Hmm.
somebody's face going, "Hey kid, your parents are the devil." They're not going to show you that. They're going to show you the poor gay black guy that's getting taken down by the evil rich white man, which was the goal from the beginning, and we said so.
But we've been saying that you the other day you're like, I don't want to sound like a one trick pony or a broken record. Well, I'm going to sound like a broken record right now. It's the same thing. Who's it coming from? What administration? It's coming from an administration that is run by Donald Trump right now. Did Donald Trump say go after Don Lennon? I seriously doubt it. But we're going to blame it on Trump. That makes it bad, even though, as I just outlined, the actual letter of the law, he broke the law. He needs to be punished for it. The whole problem with this country right now, and I don't really give a crap what side you're coming from, is there is zero accountability for everything. How many years did we go by? We talked to our friends, we talked to other people, and we're like, oh, well, of course they're lying. They're politicians. Why is that ever acceptable? I'm done with it. So if it takes Don Lemons to go to jail, send him to jail.
All right, let's put this out there. Let's put this out there, and you don't have to reciprocate. This is a one-way offer.
Mm.
If Don Lemon, if Don Lemon goes to jail, me and my wife are going to take you and your lovely wife out for dinner on us.
Oh, we could just do that anyway. But
I know, but that's
all
my
right, so
point. My point is that I'll be on the hook for one. I'll be on the
right.
hook for one if Don Lemon actually goes to jail. That's my
So you're
point.
saying it's not going to happen.
I hope you're not hungry.
I look, I know, but this is why we get this is why people are getting blackpilled. If there is no accountability for anything, and Don Lemon is an easy one. It's a very easy one to do right now. It's a clear violation of the law. I'm not saying he needs to go to jail for 20 years, but whatever the appropriate penalty is, a fine and maybe an overnight in jail, something like that, fine, do it. But make sure that whatever the accountability is happens.